Okay. Start my video. All right. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to start rolling. All right, everybody. Hope you're ready to rock and roll tonight. My puppy thinks he's ready to rock and roll, believe it or not. Okay. All right. Here we go. So I am a little fired up tonight because I'm going to share something with you guys I just read today. But for those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Dr. Brett Brimhall. I live in the Phoenix, Arizona area. I was introduced to LifeVantage 4.5 years ago, actually through an experience. Many of you probably kind of relate to that. And I was on the phone with a couple of physicians today, and we were kind of talking about this experience of how sometimes life shakes you up a little bit. I hope tonight that you get shooken up just a little bit, and maybe that's why you're on this call. Someone invited you for a reason, and you may not even know why yet, but some of you may have been praying for something, some of you may be looking for something, and some of you aren't quite sure why you're here. Just keep an open mind, because we're going to introduce you to a couple of things that are things you're going to probably wish you knew 10 years ago, but I'm grateful that we know now. So I've been in clinical practice for just started my 19th year. I've been in the healthcare field. My dad was a chiropractor, so I was born into that. He was originally a dentist. He got injured, because of the injury, he got helped by a chiropractor. The chiropractor was done for him. And so that's the philosophy by which I grew up by in my home. I learned how to work hard. I learned that I liked healthcare and helping people. And that's what got me here this day. I never really thought I'd be doing what's called network marketing. That wasn't something on my plan, but it was in God's plan for me. So what happened with me is 4.5 years ago, I was taking care of a little boy. He was diagnosed with autism at 2. And then I started working with him at 3. He found his way to my office by referral by a physician that I trained from Iowa. And so I worked with him every week for a year, and just getting minimal changes. Here's a little boy, think about somebody still in diapers at 4, doing 35 hours of therapy, and that was his life. His mom was traveling an hour each way every week to come see me because she had the time and financial resources to do everything she could to help her child. And we'll talk a little more about that in the future. But a year into me working with him, this product Axio came out, which we'll talk on, which is a nutrigenomic biohacking drink designed specifically to address brain fatigue. This little boy in 11 days had a massive shift in his improvement. He was able to learn, remember, and recall information. Who do you know needs some of that? And literally I saw this little kid just unfold in front of my eyes. I always wondered if it was that they just weren't learning, or could they just not integrate or could not get it back out. The reality is they're always learning. They just can't integrate the information and get it back out. We're going to talk about something here that's going to allow us. I've got somebody that's. I'm going to mute all you guys again. All right. So if you guys happen to catch that some of this not muted, please tell them. If you guys can happen to see who that is, let them know that, please. I tried to mute everybody. We're going to introduce you to a couple concepts tonight called biohacking and nutrigenomics, right? And here's how this works. My computer will let me do this.
Looks like Donald the cat.
Okay, there we go. All right, let's do this again. All right, it's called technology. So I'm going to introduce you guys to a concept called biohacking. And this biohacking is happening everywhere in your environment, also in your life. We're talking about new technology tonight, okay? Just like we have these phones, there's things that are reshaping our world, things called Uber, Facebook, Airbnb, and Amazon. Box stores, even like Toys R Us, are out of business today because of the way business is currently done. The same thing is true about my industry of healthcare. I no longer am competing in a local market. I'm competing in a worldwide market to get information out. So we need good information, and we need to get it out in ways that allow us to be able to help other people in a better way. That's what this company is about. We're going to talk about something called nutrigenomics. Nutrigenomics is the study of how in which your genes interact specifically with nutrition, vitamins, minerals, and food in your environment. And that can be a good thing or not a good thing. This is way medicine begin to be practiced. Medicine is now doing this. Even the pharmaceutical industry is looking at how in which cancers or any other disease processes work and how they can affect the genetic output of this. This is what's happening in the food industry as well. You guys have heard of GMOs. This is that understanding that's going everywhere. So it's specifically going to happen to you as well. Why is that important to you? Because whether you know it or not, you're currently hijacked right now. Like our computer system right now with whoever doesn't have that thing on mute, being hijacked, right? Means that something's happening to us that we don't want. Our environment is hijacking your potential right now. This is very personal to me because my mom, she passed away 11 years ago from lung cancer. She never smoked, she never drank. She's the youngest of 10 kids. Her mom was 97 when she passed. Her dad was 93. So how do you take somebody with that type of genetics that never smoked or never drank and 10 kids that none of them have lived past 85? None of them have lived the same longevity of their parents, even though this environment we live in with all the technology advances in medicine should be possible. Her genes were hijacked by environmental pollutants that she didn't even know were around her. That is happening to you right now, today, at this very minute. So you can be hijacked physically, emotionally, biochemically through toxins and other ways, but you can also, if you know how, biohack, which means taking control of your biology to optimize your genes and your performance today. And we're going to talk about ways to do that, and then you get to do what you want to do with that knowledge. So I'm going to forego that video just for the sake of time because what's a couple of things that happened. But that video I was going to show you, this is an ABC investigative report that was done back in 2005. I want you to watch that. I want you to, go whoever invited you and watch that video because that was the beginning of this technology shift for this company, but also for many of us, because it showed that the body has the ability to repair in ways we didn't understand if activated properly. That video introduces a product called Protandim. Protandim is a dietary supplement consisting of 5 herbs you can see in there: turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, bacopa, and ashwagandha. Those herbs are known for specific things in medicine, but when you combine them, they're known for a very different thing. They're known for the ability they're known specifically to activate a protein called NRF2. They're known for a protein that activates called NRF2. Literally, when that is activated, the body produces antioxidants on the inside of the cell, not the other one, on the inside of the cell, where it reduces the oxidative stress process by 40% in 30 days. Why is that important? If you want to age fast, ignore what I'm going to say. If you want to age slow, listen real close. Right now, your body is aging. The rate at which you're aging is based on what you're doing, good and bad for your body, and good and bad on what's in your environment. Protandim, this one thing, when it's taken, reduces the oxidative stress inside your cells by an average of 40% in 30 days, up to 70% in 3 months. So what that means for you and I is we now know by taking 1 pill a day of this, we can reduce that burden on our cells. And what does oxidative stress relate to? Anything that relates to aging. Hundreds of illnesses are tied directly to oxidative stress. So that's things like cancer. That's things like autoimmune conditions. That's things like arthritis, lupus, okay? That's neurodegenerative disease like Parkinson's. I literally read a study today that's published on what's called pubmed.gov. This study was published sometime this year. I didn't say the exact date, which was either January or February. And I'm just going to read a quick summary because I think it's powerful enough to know. Because here's what it says. The NRF2, system, which we're talking about, it says NRF2 activators are capable of modulating the process of the mitochondrial homeostasis. NRF2 can interact with these things, and it says all of this makes NRF2 an optimal target for drugs that could support the mitochondrial quality control, which in combination with antioxidants can significantly slow down the pathogenesis of Parkinson's disease. So what they're saying is NRF2 activation can specifically slow down the pathogenesis or the disease process of Parkinson's. And so they're talking about drugs that are being targeted, NRF2, to slow down the progression of not only Parkinson's, but other neurological diseases. Guess what? That video aired in 2005. And there's studies that have been performed across Europe throughout the world on not just NRF2 activators, but protandim specifically, and how it affects the oxidative stress process in different cells and different processes. So you can wait if you want another 5 to 10 years before these drugs come out, or you can literally start making changes today based on the knowledge you have. I love the fact that we have these multiple studies from all these universities you can see here already showing that not just NRF2 activation, but specifically protandim specifically relates and reduces that oxidative stress response. It's got patents on it, which is great. It's been shown on things like ABC, Dr. Phil, and the Today Show. All right, and what it does, it literally allows us to tap into and biohack our body's ability to heal and repair. And you're seeing now universities and drug companies getting on the bandwagon as well. This is important, guys, because after 25 years of teaching physicians, for me, I was trying to do everything I could to help patients heal and then to teach other people how to do it. Literally watching that little boy unfold in front of my eyes, there was something that I didn't know about. It's literally like knowing about these, all of a sudden you realize that this phone has the ability where we can now do things with it and tie into technology and be able to like get answers in ways we couldn't before. I remember starting these products on a couple individuals that I've worked with for over 15 years with a neurological condition, and watching this lady every month, instead of digressing and functioning 2.5 hours a day, and now living life vertical, and not only not getting worse, but eventually coming off her medication and getting stronger and stronger every day, where every month she's a little better. We don't know at what point she'll plateau. I don't know when that will be, right? But I do have seen consistent over the last 4 years, her progression, not only physically, emotionally, and her daughter, who is also diagnosed with autism, right now is in college. That is something we never dreamed was possible for her, because her brain is working in a different way because of this activation of her systems, and she's doing things we never thought she'd do. Okay. Now, this technology, just like the technology of the phone, has allowed us to tap into different systems. There's other pathways. One's called NRF1. NRF2 controls the cell repair mechanism and inflammation. NRF1 controls the mitochondria. The mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cells. When the powerhouse of the cell works well, your body can make energy. When your body can make energy, it can heal, it can repair, and it can perform. Now, that's a giant deal for all of us, right? Because if a cell can't make energy, it does one of two things. It either mutates, which is not a good thing, or it dies. That's the body's process of protection. We now can tap into that system by activating NRF1. And LifeVantage has done the work where we're not guessing if this works. We know that it activates that NRF1 protein. Then there's a probiotic, a specific system, which most of us probably heard by now, is there's this whole thing, this new stuff called microbiome, right, that relates to this environment that lives in our digestive tract that allows us to digest and assimilate our food, but also to keep our immune system healthy. You have a probiotic you should be on if you're not, and this one you can get 60% effectivity because it absorbs and goes through the whole digestive tract, or you can choose a normal one with 4% effectiveness. Which one would you rather choose? I've used probiotics for years. This one here is what I use now exclusively because of the results that I've seen, and not only my own family, but others, and also because of the science. And on top of that, this had a product called Well-Immune, which is balanced the immune system. Many of you have probably heard of things like autoimmune conditions like lupus and Hashimoto's. Those systems and allergies are directly tied to gut dysfunction. So now we have a probiotic that gets everywhere it should. On top of that, it has this Well-Immune in it that helps balance out that immune system response. It's a giant deal. And then you have omega-3 fatty acids. If you're not on omega-3 fatty acids, then you're deficient. And I have yet to see somebody with diet alone to have normal omega-3 fatty acid levels. I'm sure somebody might, I just haven't seen it yet. I've done hundreds of lab tests and I just haven't seen it. Okay, so why is that important? because your omega-3 fatty acids they have to be there for your heart, your skin, your immune system, your eyes, and your hormones. If you don't have those things and you're not having those systems work like they should. And this one's great. The omega plus, it's not only omega-3, it's got omega-7, which helps to optimize your energy usage and weight management. It also has natural sources of vitamin D, and we can trace this bottle back to where it was harvested, right? So that we know the water where it came from is pure. That's a giant deal in our day and age to know what you're putting in your body is healthy. Now you combine those 4 products, and that's what we call the vitality stack. So as I've been teaching for this year, we taught on over 200 plus nutritional supplements that we created. Why so many? Because we were doing just that. We were supplementing deficiencies. Deficiencies are there because of too much toxins, and also because your body doesn't have what it needs, not getting it from the environment. Yeah, this is a new paradigm. We're no longer supplementing, we're activating systems. So if you want to really tap into your body's potential of healing, you want to activate the system. What are those systems? That's the energy system. That's the mitochondria. That's the cleanup system. That's the NRF2 system, right? You want to, the digestive and immune system, right? And then the hormone or fatty acid system. Those 4 systems allow you to biohack pretty much every aspect of your health. Literally probably 95% of the system that you can biohack, you can do with those 4 products. And then there are a couple other filler-ins that you can do. Now, what got my attention with this company was none of those products at the beginning. All there was NRF2 and the skincare system when I first got involved with this. What caught my attention, I remember, after getting involved in this meeting, seeing what happened with that little boy, I got asked to fly to South Dakota to meet the scientists that developed the product on a week's notice. So I canceled patients, what I never do, because I needed to go get my question answered about what this was, because I was about to embark on this journey called network marketing, which I swore I'd never do, right? And I went to South Dakota, met the scientist. He said something to me. People are tired not because they're physically tired, because they're mentally tired. Think about the job that most of us have. Most of it's mentally taxing, right? So when this product was made, they were making it specific to address brain fatigue. When people fatigue mentally, they struggle with all sorts of symptoms, from overwhelm to anxiety, to I can't remember things, to just not be able to get things done. So imagine if your brain worked like it should, or your neighbors did, right? Getting more things done, staying focused and in the zone. So for this little boy, literally for him, all of a sudden, all the things he was hearing was integrating and assimilating and then getting back out. So how did he then feel, right? What does he feel like he's capable to do? So how many of us are underperforming, not because we don't want to, not because we don't have the motivation for it, but literally because our brain is not connected the way it should. So actually was designed to address that brain fatigue, to put all those pieces together, all right? And there's a caffeinated, non-caffeinated version. And for me, this is me and my family. All of us take the Vitality Stack and Axial every single day. There's a weight management system that's tied to a fat burn, a protein shake, to type into the body's metabolism and heal it. They're a true science system. This is NRF2 technology specifically for skin. There's one, hey, perfect timing after you guys didn't hear my dog right there. They're pet tandem for dogs, right? Super cool video testimonials where people have put this in their animals' lives, and also horses. If you want to look at YouTube and check it out, some of the cool testimonials there, but phenomenal results in how this NRF2 process works in animals. Then now they're a hair care system, right? This is a system that literally allows, you can kind of see those pictures down the right-hand side of changes that we're already seeing happen in people's life. Someone came into my office today and I had the hair care system right there. I said, what is that right there? Will that help me? And I said, yes, it will. I showed them a few pictures, right? So what we have is, if we look at this, we have products that allow us to tap into or biohack our body's ability to look better, perform better, okay, be on top of our game mentally, and heal and maintain our weight management and our hair. So what level of biohacking do you want to do? And do you want to guess about what you're doing, or do you want to know what you're doing and know the results you're going to get? If you look here, like, I love how simple this is. For me, for years, this was my family life. I mean, I knew what supplements they need. I do the lab tests or whatever else. And literally, I would then take bottles, open them up, put them in little cuppies, right? And I'd have to hand them to my kids each day, right? Now, how simple is this? I literally take this pack that's at the bottom right here. I hand it to each of my kids every single day, and they put their Axio in their flash for the day, and that's what they drink all day long. So every day I'm able to help my family. So one of the quotes on this NRF2 technology, it says that this science of NRF2 may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. So if you or somebody you know or love has something going on where you're currently seeking treatment for, that's therapy, that's therapeutic. For those of you that are like me, that are literally looking for ways just to prevent and also perform, you now can do both, depending on what you want to do. Right? And now we don't have to guess. Like, you don't have to have the knowledge of somebody who's been practicing medicine for 25 years to tap into your body's ability to heal. You can know without a doubt that what you're doing is activating these pathways. And if you're a mammal, these things work, right? So why are we having this discussion here, guys, really through a Zoom presentation, which is kind of fun, right? Because I don't have to go anywhere. I can be in my house and be with my family for, and then come back doing these and go on. That aired one time in 2005. This was a publicly traded company. $5 million in orders came in roughly overnight because of that ABC Investor Report. It was ran by doctors and scientists. Most of those orders went unfulfilled because they didn't have the infrastructure in place to manage that. They missed a giant opportunity. So for the next 4 years, they tried to sell it online in stores like GNC and Rite Aid. That didn't work for them, right? No one knew what oxidative stress was or mitochondrial dysfunction unless you're somebody that happened to study science. So you got somebody in GNC and try to explain that to you, or next to a bottle of vitamin C. Which one are you going to choose? But it was an absolute game changer. So what they did, they hired a consultant. Consultant came in and said, look, these studies are showing you got a phenomenal product, but nobody knows what it is. You need to take it to direct sales or person-to-person distribution, network marketing. So they said, we don't want to do that, but hey, we don't want to be delisted off the stock exchange. So they took a small number of network marketers, did a head-to-head study, outperformed by 300%. The network marketing outsold them by 300%. So in 2009, 10 years ago, less than 10 years ago, this company started, grew from a $9 million company in 2009 to present to over $200 million company. Guys, in that time frame, think how horrible the economy was in our country, or really in the world, and yet this company grew like crazy because of what this, and we didn't have all even the studies in, because of what these products did. So the question for you is, what do you want to do with that? Now we're sold in all these countries, opening up a new one in Spain just this last little bit, and it's going to open in new countries all the time. So we have systems in place to help you be successful at the business if that's what you want. I was on a call today with 2 other doctors, and they're asking that same question. Like, they're medical professionals looking at not only the products, because the science is so solid and what studies are showing, like I told you there, but literally they're wanting to know, how do I be successful at this business? The companies figure that out. There's systems and training put in place. Websites, all you have to do, you have your website, like my whole business, I can run right from my phone, right? How good is that? You can be anywhere in the world, do business in anywhere in the world, the countries are open, and then you can go do your other things. So how big a deal is network marketing? Here are the global sales of network marketing and what's happening. Those are in billions, right? Those are in billions of dollars, okay? These are the industries we're tied into: anti-aging, skincare, pet care, smart energy, and weight loss, and also hair care. Those are giant industries that people are looking for answers in, and they want the latest and the greatest and the best and most effective. And that's what we have our hands on, right? So what is it that makes any of us look at an opportunity? For me, it was 2 things. 1, it was what I saw in that little boy. And then 2, I can't see anything more than it was a God thing for me. Literally, a company my dad and I are teaching for let him go without notice. So his primary source of income went away overnight. And also my plan B, because my intent, if anything ever happened to me, God forbid, or I couldn't practice or whatever, I could step into that teaching role because I've been doing it for 25 years. That was going on. At the same time, I was exercising, playing basketball, ended up breaking my knee playing basketball. So I'm literally hopping around on a broken knee. My first training I went to with LifeVantage. And I get an MRI the next day. Send it to my brother, who's an orthopedic surgeon. And he goes, you know what? You need to be off your knee. I said, that's not happening, right? What would happen if I couldn't practice? Literally, I didn't have a plan B in place. So it made me look super hard at the business. So my mentor in this And you guys know who she is, Carrie Williams. She sat me down and said, look, if you don't need me to sell supplements, but if you want to know how to do the business, let me teach you how to build teams. So partnered up with Carrie. She's taught me how to do the business and network marketing. So the question is this worth your time, and is it the right time for you? I don't know if it's the right time for you, but let me talk about the timing of the opportunity. I just told you about the products are absolute game changers. Science is awesome, right? But how unique is this? There's less than 80,000 distributors worldwide. The statistic is the first 135 distributors per country participate in a once in a lifetime opportunity. So the timing of the company is phenomenal. So imagine if you can go back in time 20 plus years and Apple put a bunch of money there. That's where we are right now, but tied to the wellness industry and a brand new technology called nutrigenomics and biohacking. I don't want to be a supplement company. I want to be a biohacking nutrigenomic company, which that's what we are. And that's what we will be. And we're going to be able to make massive growth with that. Okay. So how do you do the business? You just share information. That's literally what you do. Hey, here's the products, what we have available to you. What do you want to do? It's really a business in a box. Okay. You choose your pack you want to be all of it. If you want to be a customer, great, be a customer. If you want to be a distributor, great, be a distributor, right? There's no difference in the cost of the product to a customer or distributor. And I love that because 90% of my business is customers that just want to take the product. The other 10% are people like me, that want to build a business, that want to impact more lives and create some time freedom for them and their family. That's what I wanted to do, right? So how do you get paid? You literally get paid by sharing information. You share this information, both the product and the business, and see what sticks. What's unique about this is there's 7 ways you're paid, okay? The better you do it, the more you can make. But one thing I'll touch on just a little bit is this one here called the global revenue pool. The company reserves 4% of global revenue that's split between the top leaders of the company. So I started 4.5 years ago. The company had been around for 5 years previous to that. When I hit the rank of Pro 7, I now shared in the revenue that began since the beginning of the company. That 1%, guys, is like $1,300. So no matter when you start, you work hard enough, you hit those ranks, right? You now share in work that began in the beginning. How unique is that? Right? And so and it's great. It unifies the company too, that level playing field. So is it worth your time? Right? This right here, look at the public traded company, literally, this is the monthly average income per rank. So this ranks are based upon volume going through your group. So a Pro 1 is $1,000 in volume going through your group. That's roughly an extra $100 a month. Like, who do you know would like that? A Pro 3, that's 5,000 in volume going through your group. That's an extra $600 a month. Who do you know that would love to have a raise of $600 extra a month? I know every single one of the employees that I've had around my office would love that. Okay. A Pro 5, an extra $2,500 a month. Okay. That's significant income. Think what that over the year. When was the last time you had a raise of that much? Okay. A Pro 7, that's where you start sharing those elite bonus pool, an extra $11,000 a month. That's an extra $120,000 a month plus, a year plus. Imagine what that means. That can be income replacing. When I hit that rank, that got me looking at selling my practice. So I sold my practice to team up with a group that could do more of the management stuff, so I could focus more on doing other things with my family and building this business, okay, and impact more lives. The lady that's enrolled me and taught me how to do this, Carrie, she's Pro 9 at the company, making well over $42,000 a month. The highest ranks in this company, they're making well over $110,000 a month. And guys, the company's only been around 9 years. Imagine what that will look like in another 5 to 10. And still yet hardly anybody knows about what we have our hands on. So we all have a choice in this. We all go to school, right? Most of us. And then we have this earning years of our life, usually 40 to 50 years. That's the traditional game plan, the American dream. Then there's the other one. You go to school for 20, you put 5 to 10 years into network marketing, and then you can live the life like you want. That's really the choice you're making here. If it's a fit for you, it's going to take work either way. It's just which way do you want to go? The average person that hits that Pro 7 does it in 22 months. I was not average, guys. I was almost 3 years. But would it be worth it to work 3 to 5 to 10 years to make an extra $10,000 a month residually, where you'd get paid on the work you did before? That's what we're talking about here. Okay. So what I have to tell you tonight, guys, is we're part of a huge company with a giant opportunity. To me, the validation of the products is a no-brainer, because what I've seen happen and what I continue to see happen day in and day out. not only with the people that I personally put on it, but the people that I've seen other people put on it, and also other people I've met. It's an absolute game changer for people to be able to have results and get better from things that they've been struggling with for years. And also for me, having a peace of mind, I'm doing everything I can to help prevent things for me and my family. At the same time, what if you could go to work with like-minded people that are trying to accomplish a big dream of separating things, their income production away from themselves so that they can be and do anything. So for me personally, one of my biggest passions with this is not only to help people, but like literally, I want to be a type of dad that's present. And so for me, when I'm not worried about finances, I'm way more present. And that's my long-term goal with this. So I'm grateful you guys hopped on. Here's your call to action. Please, please, please get back to the person that invited you. Just let them know what you're thinking. Hey, which product do you want? Okay. Or, hey, give me some answers more questions on the business. If it's not for you, that's awesome too. Just let them know. But please, for those of you that thought about people tonight that are looking for something like this, whether it's financially they're struggling or they're really struggling with their health, and you thought of them throughout this process that we've talked tonight, please let them know what you learned and then let them make the decision. So appreciate you hopping on the call. Get back to the person that invited you. I look forward to seeing hopefully many of you guys in Kansas City in July as we take the rest of this to the world. Have a great night, everybody.
Thanks, Doc.
You bet. Have a good night, guys.
Great job. Thank you.